I'm going to win the game here.
Wait, what?
That's fucked up.
Flashback.
Welcome everyone to, I haven't streamed at least on my Twitch in a very, very long time. I've been wanting to do it for a long time, but obviously life has kept getting in the way. But you know what inspired me is last fucking weekend, those giant bomb fuckers went and made their everyone's dreams come true. And I was like, Tom, that can be you. You can make people's dreams come true by sending the magic cards in the mail, because that's what's happening today, ladies and gents. Before we get into the whole spiel, I'm Tom Caswell. I am joined by three much better Magic players than me. Firstly, we have Jason, Big Man Finelli.
Hey, what's going on? How we doing? How we doing this evening? We're going to play some Magic, have a good old time. Got some great people here. Thank you very much for your invitation. It is great to be doing this. I will be playing this evening Ezio Auditore da Firenze, a technically 5-color deck, even though he costs 1 and a black. 3/2 with Menace, Legendary Human Assassin. All of my assassin spells have free running double black, which means if I deal damage with an assassin or a commander, I can cast any of my assassin creatures for double black. And then whenever Ezio deals damage to a player, I can pay 1 of each color of mana. If that player has 10 or less life, and if they do, they lose. I assassinate them. So the plan is to get assassins, big assassins out early, whittle down life, and then when someone's under 10, take advantage of the fact that they are under 10 and eliminate them from the game.
Excellent, Jason. Thank you for the description there. Yes, we do have some Magic newbies in the chat, so we will be walking through what the heck is happening as we play. It is much more simpler than you could possibly imagine. Let me just promise you that. Next up, we have Joseph, aka Lord of the Rings lore. I love that we have someone here who's even more into Lord of the Rings than myself. Joseph, how are we doing? What are we rocking today? Oh, look at your mat too. It's the Fellowship. That's beautiful.
Yeah, no, doing okay. I am playing SpongeBob SquarePants, aka Joda the Unifier. It's a legendary creature, human wizard. He's a 5/5. It's a 5-color deck. Legendary creatures you control get +X/+X, where X is the number of legendary creatures you control. And it says whenever you cast a legendary spell from your hand, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a legendary non-land card with lesser mana value. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So effectively, this entire deck is just play good card for free, and try to overwhelm with all the legendary stuff that I have in here. So
that's awesome.
This is great.
And finally, the one, the only Jessica Cogswell. Jessica, how are we doing today? What are we rocking?
Hi, I am wonderful. I'm so excited to be here. About 10 minutes ago, I didn't know if I would be here. So, it's one of those technical issues days. But I have a beautiful proxy of a card that...
Look at that. Now, is this,
original art.
Is this legal? This is, if I rolled up to... no, I'm just joking. Excellent. What do we got?
So we're going to be playing Teysa Karlov. She is a black-white. 1 black, 1 white, and 2... wonderful hair. 2 colorless. Legendary creature, human advisor. If creature dying causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. Creature tokens have vigilance and lifelink, and she is a 2/4. And I went to 3 shops today looking for her. Nobody had her. So
someone sold me this.
I paid $30 for this. That's normal, right?
That's awesome. Cool. And then finally, I am rocking a Merefolk deck. This is the precon. I bought it at PAX. It was a precon for Ixalan. And this is a Huckbull of the Surging Soul. Basically, what it allows me to do is for every Merefolk I have in play at the start of combat, I can explore, and that basically means pull the top card of my deck. If it's a land, I can put it in my hand. If it's not, I can leave the card or I can put it in the graveyard and put 1/1 counters on my creatures, essentially strengthening them. This deck is all about like counters and just like building counters and stuff like that.
I'm actually
go
so,
ahead. Yeah.
I'm so scared to play against you because Hawkball was so like whenever I jumped in, I was like, I'm gonna be playing my mermaids, and I pulled out Hawkball, and everybody's like, oh, so. But that's usually the deck that I play, and he is a bastard man. So
He is the
not
bastard
looking
man.
forward to playing against him.
Yeah, I did get my ass handed to me while playing this deck the other day, though, so there is hope against it. Gunchpot in the chat, God, I wish I was 30 so I could play this too. Well, one day you will be.
One day.
One
Keep
day.
aspiring. Don't let your dreams be dreams.
But thank you everyone so much in the chat. We've already had a couple of donations. We are donating. We're raising money today for Americans for Immigrant Justice, basically raising legal funds for people who are emigrating to the United States and are trying to go through that process and the attacks from our own government against what should be a fair and legal process really fucking sucks. So we're gonna raise just a little bit of money tonight. It's nothing crazy. Total goal is $250 for the night. And why would you donate beyond helping the cause? Well, I'm glad you asked. I have a ton of Tarkir Dragonstorm play boosters. I have about 20 in total. So for every person that donates $10, which we've got Jesse Vitelli, thank you so much. Gunchpot, Bronwell, thank you so much for the donations that rolled in. A $10 donation gets your name like in the hat, and basically based on the first person to donate is person 1, the second person was person 2, 3, 4, etc., etc. We will roll a die and we will base that number and be like, okay, boom, person 11, it's so and so, and then we roll a 6-sided dice, and that picks how many packs that person wins, and that's how we're gonna do it until we are out of packs to give away. So that is how it is rocking tonight. Now the question is, and the way to donate, a great question. Exclamation point giveaway in the chat has the link for the donation. Just click there, donate through Tiltify, and everything's automatic, just like Maddie Chase did just now, donating 10 of her hard-earned dollars. Maddie, very much appreciated. Obviously, if you could also promote the stream, that'd be great, because I want to do more kind of fundraiser streaming this year. I got some fun ideas for things that I want to do, and so if you could just like share the stream on socials, if you've got some Magic Discords out there, please share them in there. We want to get obviously as many eyeballs on this as possible in order to get as much money raised as possible. And you will need to be around for the end of the game, because that's when we'll be doing the giveaway. Brendan, thank you so much for the $10 donation. We are already at $50. We are already 1/5 of our way to the goal. Thank you so much, everyone.
Love to see that.
Thank you, everyone.
You're more than welcome to keep donating your own money, but if you want to not do that, if you share the stream, you can get some other sucker to give their money to the cause. So that's that. Be here around at the end. That's when we're going to do the giveaway. Commander games, depending on certain situations, can go like 2 to 4 hours at most. Depends. It can depend. So we're going to be here for a bit. So with that being said, let's give it a go. So we roll to pick our order. Is that correct?
Yes. Roll
Okay.
2. One 6-sided or 2 6-sided? What do you want to do?
I took 2 6.
Okay,
2
6.
2 I said.
2 6-sided.
2 6. 2d6.
I did a 5.
I also did a 5. It's
have
Pokemon
9 total.
I have 6 total.
Okay.
Tom.
Hey. So I'm going first, and then I'm gonna do it in order, clockwise, in order of what's on my screen, which is me, then Jason, then Joseph, then Jess. Does that work for you guys?
That is my screen too. Yeah, it works for me.
Oh, great.
Yep.
Awesome. No, not Bronwell. It's not exclamation point donate. It's exclamation point giveaway. That's the link, because we are giving away cards to you in return for your donation. But you were thinking with your altruistic mind rather than your greedy mind, and I appreciate that. But I think statistically, more likely, exclamation point giveaway was going to get people to donate more. Who is top right? Their playmat is epic. Top right is Jason. Jason,
Yes.
actually, can you flip yours? You're upside down for me.
Oh, crap. All right. I flipped it for me. There. Good.
You may have
better?
to flip it on your end.
Oh, I have to flip it on my end. Yeah. There we go. Sorry, my B.
Okay. Each individual person has to do it. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that is that from something, or is that just weeaboo shit?
No, this is this is the Foundation's anime art version of Llanowar
wow.
Elves. One of the first, one of the first cards ever made in the original Alpha set. It was one of the chase cards from the Foundation set, which launched last November. I did not pull the card, but I went to PAX Unplugged right here in Philadelphia, and I saw the mat, and I'm like, "Yep, that'll do." And now I have the mat.
Then, of course, we've got Joseph's beautiful Fellowship mat. I love this one.
It's actually from Drop. This is one of their desk mats that they released earlier this year, I want to say.
Very nice, very nice. Zuko, quit it, buddy.
Oh my god, your dog's name is Zuko?
His name is Zuko, yes.
That's incredible.
I think hang on one second. Yeah, we have Zuko, and we're also dog sitting a pug called Mish Mish, who is which is Arabic for apricot. I think. Okay.
I'm trying to
They think someone's at the door. Who do we have here, Jess, on your mat?
This is my beautiful commander. This is what she should look like.
Oh, okay, cool. So you could just use the mat as the card. You could just yeah, there you go.
She's a baddie.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. All right, well, I'm gonna go first. So, hey, kiddos, stop.
Don't make me turn this car around.
All right, so for those in the chat that don't know, you start with a hand of 7 cards, and you always have a max of 7. If you ever have more, you have to basically get rid of a card until you have 7. So I am going to go first, and the first thing you want to do is you want to play a land if you have it, and I'm going to do exactly that, and I'm going to just play my 1 island, and that is my turn.
I may actually mulligan real quick.
Okay.
Yep, go for it. All right, I will draw for my turn. I'm going to try real hard not to show my hand on camera. It may happen.
I know. I just realized.
It's very,
I was like, well, how am I going to do this?
I am going to play for my land for turn a Bloodstained Mire, which is a fetch land. For those that aren't familiar, there are lands that can go dig for other lands. So what I do is when I'm ready to, I tap, I pay a life, and I sacrifice it to my graveyard, search a library for a swamp or a mountain, put it on the battlefield, and then shuffle. I am not going to do that yet, though. I will then pass my turn to Joe when he is ready.
Yeah, so look at my hand ahead of time.
Are we doing first mulligan as free or discard down?
Yeah, I do first mulligan as free. I think it sucks to have to mulligan.
So first mulligan free is the commander rule. That's the rule. I play it a little differently at my local game store, and I suggest that everyone playing casual commander do the same infinite free mulligans, because making people discard sucks.
I mean, I'm down. Look, I'm down. Eric the Dragon. Hey, Eric. How are you, buddy? He says, Taisla has a similar function to my commander when characters die, ability to trigger twice.
Yes.
Are Tom's hands blue because he's playing a mermaid deck or something? My hands blue? They shouldn't. It's probably just the reflection of the it's the blue
mat, yeah.
of the mat, yeah. That's how
Are
the
you
sky
blue, Tom?
works. Yeah, I went to go see Avatar in 2009. I completely painted myself in blue, and it was permanent, and I have not been able to do anything.
I'm gonna date myself even further and say that I assume that you were a fan of Eiffel 65. If you understand that joke, it is time to go see your doctor.
You just made my back. I'm gonna. I'll draw for turn, and
Okay.
I will drop a Ralgrim Triome tapped. This, when it's tapped, can create a blue, red, or white mana, and I'll pass the turn.
Okay.
Draw for turn. I will play. What will I play? I'm going to do my Mortuary Mire. Enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, I can put a target creature from my graveyard on the top of my library. That doesn't really matter right now. So, and then I will pass.
All right, cool. I'm going to just play another. Oh, I got to draw first. And yeah, just going to play another island. And that is my. Oh.
Are you getting tips? Is that dog giving you tips and suggestions?
Screaming in my ear, more like making it very hard to fucking focus. Mish.
I'm just not apricot cobbler.
Apricot cobbler, I love that. That's gonna be my turn.
All right, I will draw for turn. I will play a Rakdos Carnarium, which enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, return a land you control to your owner's hand. So Bloodstained Mire comes back. It actually taps for 2 mana. So every time I tap it, I get a black and a red. But since it has to come in tapped, I will pass my turn.
Oh, there we go.
I'll untap.
Oh, thank you very much for the compliments on the haircut, Eric. I appreciate it. It was just getting too muggy. And I just couldn't do the long hair anymore.
And then I will drop a Steam Vents, shocking myself for 2. That's just to explain, if you ever played Magic before, there are other lands called shock lands, because if you want them to come into play untapped, you have to they deal 2 damage. Otherwise, they enter the battlefield tapped. So I'm gonna shock myself for 2, tap for a blue and a colorless, and play Jace, Friend's Prodigy. This is a legendary creature, human wizard. 0/2. I can tap him and draw a card, then discard a card. If there are 5 or more cards in my graveyard, I exile Jace, Friend's Prodigy, then return him to the battlefield transformed under his owner's control. He transforms into.
Oh, reverse card.
So I can explain Jace Telepath Unbound if he actually survives that long. So
sounds good. What are his stats? Power toughness?
He's a 0/2.
Oh, 0/2. Okay.
So for those who may be meeting Joe for the first time, him playing Jace as his first creature is so fucking on brand. You have no idea.
Yeah, I'm basic. He's my favorite character.
All right, Jess, what you got for us?
Drawing for turn. And let's put down a command beacon, I guess. I don't know, weird land at the beginning of this. And okay, and then I'm actually going to play my demonic tutor.
Ooh,
tap 2 for that. And this allows me to search my library for a card and then put that card into my hand and shuffle.
That's sexy art too. Oh god,
But
Commander Master's art is amazing.
I am going to pass my turn though, so I will do that, but I will let the next person go. That way I'm not like holding people up.
Cool.
Okay.
Because I'm tapped out. I'm not going to do anything after, so.
Okay, I gotcha. Before I play, just a reminder for people in chat, anyone that's new, thank you so much for joining. We are raising money for Americans for Immigrant Justice, for all our awesome immigrant brethren out there, and their legal fund. So please consider donating. You can win some magic cards. We'll do all that at the end of the stream. ! Giveaway. Type that, enter in the chat. You'll go to the link. You can make a donation. $10 donation is all you need to make in order to donate. You can donate more if you'd like, but that is all that you need to get in. With that being said, we're going for a pull. We're going to play Secluded Courtyard, which requires me to choose a creature type. I choose Merefolk. And basically, if I tap... I can tap for colorless, or I can tap it for a color of any mana that I want, as long as it's for a creature of the Merefolk type. And it just so happens I have some Merefolk creatures. Although, that being said, not any that I can play. Yeah, I'm gonna relinquish. I'm gonna pass. So now it is back to Jason.
All right.
The numbers next to our name is our life total.
Yes. So when in a
Correct.
commander game, you start with 40 life. So those 40s, since the game has just started, we are at 40 life. So I will untap, I will upkeep, and I will draw. And then, and then I will replay the Bloodstained Mire because I can. And then I will tap it, sacrifice it, and pay a life. So I will go down to, where's my mouse here? Where are we? Come on, there it is. Go down to 39. Oh, there we go. Down to 39. I will search my deck for a swamp or a mountain. I can choose either one, but here, and I'll do this. Cool thing about these is it just says swamp or mountain. It does not say basic land, so I can search for a blood crypt, because right there in the type line underneath the picture, it says land, swamp, mountain. So this counts as one of each. I could search for one that says island swamp, because this particular card searches for a swamp or a mountain. I could search for one that says plains mountain, because it has mountain in the type. I will let it enter untap. I will shock myself for 2. It will come in untapped, so I can use it. And then I will shuffle real quick. Somebody in the chat seems to be a little confused. Pot of Greed will not be seen this evening, nor will Blue Eyes White Dragon, sir or madam.
Right,
Blue Eyes right next to me, man.
But so I will shuffle this here. I will shuffle the deck. I will cut it because it would be cut if we were in person. And then I will spend the 2 from Rakdos Carnarium to bring in my commander Ezio. And then I will spend 1 more from Blood Crypt to play this 1 mana Assassin Initiate. It is 1 black mana for a 1/1 human assassin. I can also pay 1, and he gains my choice of flying, death touch, or lifelink until end of turn. So I have 2 assassins now on the board, and I will
a creed, if you will.
The turn. A creed, yes. A creed of assassins.
All right.
Cool. I'll go ahead and untap. I will draw. And I will go ahead and play a Savai Triumph tapped. This can tap for a red, white, or black. And then I'll pass the turn.
Now, while Jess is drawing, just to elaborate on what I was saying earlier, if you hold that Savai Triumph up to your camera, Joe, it also has plains, mountain, and swamp in its type line. So I could have searched for the Triumph, which means 1 card could give me access to 3 mana at once. That's why fetch lands are great. Sorry, Jess, go ahead.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. This is unfortunate. I'm gonna pass.
Oh no!
Yeah, and it's so funny because I mulliganed, and my first hand had like 4 land in it, but I was like, this is all kind of high cost. I don't really want to have this hand, and now, now look at me.
This
So.
is look. This is how heart of the cards. What can I say? Okay. Don't love that. Okay, I'm gonna play Khan's Bastion, which I can tap for a colorless, or I can tap for 4 mana of any color, and to proliferate. Choose any number of permanents and/or players, then give each another counter of each kind already there. Basically, if you've got a permanent with a counter on it, I can basically duplicate that counter on that card. which was trying to read that one time and figure out what that fucking meant, like, was impossible. Okay. This doesn't really help me out as much as I would love. Oh, actually. Okay, I'm going to tap everything. I'm going to tap this for water. Sorry, not water. I'm going to tap it for green toward this Merefolk creature, and then the rest can be whatever color, so that's all 4. So those 4 lands are tapped. And I'm playing Tributary Instructor. Where the fuck is the thing? It is a mentor. Whenever this creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature with lesser power. And whenever a creature I control with a +1/+1 counter dies, I draw a card. And it is a 4/4, so it's a nice little chunker. Little chunky. And he's there and he's doing his thing. And with that, I will pass my turn to Jason.
Okay, I will untap and I will upkeep, nothing to do, and I will draw. And then I will play a Shizo Death's Storehouse. This is a legendary land. It taps for 1 black mana, or I can pay 1 black mana and tap it to give a legendary creature I control fear until end of turn. And fear means that it cannot be blocked except by artifacts, artifact creatures, or black creatures. So that's not really. I don't usually use that unless I absolutely have to, but it is nice to have it in the background. Jess, I am not doing this because I have any personal hatred or anything like that. You're just open. So I am going to swing for just one.
Wow. I never knew that you were a misogynist.
I am not a misogynist. Jesus Christ.
I'm so kidding. I totally understand. Nothing but love.
Now, it's going to get worse. So now, because an assassin attacked you and did damage to you, free running is online, which means I can now pay 2 black mana to bring out any assassins I want. And I am going to do that. 2 black mana, I am going to bring out onto the field Ezio Blade of Vengeance. Normally costs 3 colorless, a blue, and a black, so I have him a couple turns early. He has a 5/5 with Death Touch, which means if I block one of your creatures with him, they die instantly. And whenever an assassin I control deals combat damage to a player, I may draw a card.
Casting Ezio, I'm going to tap Jace to draw a card and discard.
Okay. And then I will end my turn on.
Okay. Basket Chase in the chat asks, what does turning the card horizontal mean? That means the card is tapped, which means that you've used it for the turn. It cannot be used again until the upkeep of your next turn, which also means that it cannot act as a blocker if someone decides to attack you. So Jason made the kind of strategic move there of, I'm just going to tap 1 and get a little damage on Jess, but I'm not going to tap all of my cards, so that way, if someone wants to attack me, I still have some available for blocking. Yes. And so if it's sideways or tilted, like at a 45-degree angle, it basically means that that card has been spent. And one of the most important things to keep in mind is if a player, so right now, Jason has 3 lands. He's tapped 2 of them for their mana, and he still has 1 available. If he didn't have that 1 available, you would know that Jason couldn't play a card at all. Like, he couldn't play an instant, he couldn't play anything. So,
except for so this is the weird thing about Magic, is there are cards you can play from your hand that don't require you to pay mana. Instead, you pay it a different cost.
Sure.
So Fierce Guardianship is a good example of that. It's a counter spell that normally costs 3, but if you control your commander, you can cast it for free.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Nice.
Force Mill is another one. I mean, they're mostly blue, but they exist.
Sure. Sure. So yeah, there is always, as I have come to learn in Magic, there is always some bullshit that someone can pull. They just have to have the right card at the right time, and boom.
I feel like that's just the tagline for Magic.
Yeah.
Magic the Gathering, always some bullshit.
Always some
Always
bullshit.
some bullshit.
Well, speaking of, so Jason has wrapped his turn, so we are back to Joseph.
Yes.
I will untap, and then I will draw. Oof. I got some choices to make now.
Oh wait. Oh no. This is okay. Yes.
All right, so I'm going to play a land called Fabled Passage. I can sacrifice Fabled Passage to search my library for a basic land card and put it on the battlefield tapped. But then if I control 4 more lands, I untap it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to tap, sacrifice Fabled Passage to grab a basic land card, which will be a... I don't know yet.
What color are you missing?
Right now I'm missing green, but I just drew something that means I'm not missing green much longer. So I'm trying to figure out which is going to be more important, grabbing the green now or grabbing the greens. Oh, you'll see it eventually.
I think I know what it is.
No, I'm going to grab a swamp.
Okay. A swamp.
And I will bring that out. It can just tap. It untaps because I control 4 more lands.
Oh, nice.
And then not to tie up the game much longer, I will pass the turn and I will shuffle whilst Jess is taking
Okay, chat. Hope for land, or else I'm cooked.
Got this.
Oh no, I'm cooked.
Oh no!
She's cooked.
All right.
God.
Well, this is not good, not ideal. I'm also gonna have to discard because now I have too many cards. So I will pass my turn and discard something.
Okay, back
This
to
is not good.
moi. Also, something to explain that is unique to Commander, which is a very popular format, if not the most popular format of Magic to play. You have a Commander card. This is kind of like your Commander. And basically, this card can be basically played at any point. It's kind of permanently in your hand, but every time it dies, it goes back to its command zone, which is here on my mat, but the next time I pull it, it has an additional 2 mana cost, and so it gets more expensive as the more times it dies. You can futz with that by like putting it into your, playing something that puts it into your hand, or something like that, and that way that gets rid of what is known as the command tax. But yeah, basically this is a card that can essentially never die. You can keep bringing it and putting it back on the battlefield. Just know that it gets harder and harder to do so as the game goes on. Okay, and as a reminder, of course, ! giveaway in the chat to donate to Americans for Immigrant Justice. We are a fifth of the way to our donation goal for the night. We are giving away magic cards to all those that donate, so please consider donating. ! Giveaway in the chat. If you've already donated, thank you so much. Please consider sharing the stream with some friends or some family at gunpoint if you have to, or in a magic, if you've got some friends who are into magic, send it their way and get them in on the good donations. Eric the Dragon says, I call commanders the main character of a commander deck. Found that's a helpful explanation. Yes, that is a
like
great
that,
explanation. Yeah. Okay, I am pulling for my thing. Ooh. Hello there.
Uh-oh.
Well, who's got what? We won't know. I'm gonna put the land Vine Glimmer Snarl down.
Okay.
Enters the battlefield. I may reveal a forest or island card from my hand. If I don't, Vine Glimmer Snarl enters the battlefield tapped, which I don't. So it's not of any use to me this turn. And now I have some things to do, maybe, that involve cards. Okay. What does this guy do again? Whenever this creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature with lesser power. Whenever a creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on dice, draw a card. Okay. Okay. And I'm going to play... who do I want to do here? I'm going to play Emperor Mikhail the Second.
I love this guy.
He basically lets me look at the top card of my library at any time, and I can play Merefolk spells from the top of my library if they're there, so I don't have to have them in my hand. And if I do, or whenever I cast a Merefolk spell, if I pay an additional mana, I create a 1/1 blue Merefolk creature token. And he costs me a colorless and 2 blues, and he is a 3/3. So, with that being said, he can't attack this turn, but I do have my Tributary Instructor who can. He is a 4/4. Let's take a look at what everyone's got. Jason's got some cards. What do they do? Ezio Blade of Vengeance is a 5/5, and what is the one next to him? The clicking is not working on that one. What's the middle card?
Ezio is my commander. Ezio Auditore da Firenze.
Okay. And what's his power and toughness?
3/2. I will warn you, if you attack me with that guy, this guy is gonna 5/5 is gonna block it, which will kill it.
Yes, and I won't have killed him. So
no.
You're not a great pick if I want to attack. We do have Jace Vryn's Prodigy here. This is the guy that transforms into some bullshit. So what? Tap, draw a card, then discard a card. If there are 5 more cards in your graveyard, exile Jace Vryn's Prodigy, then return into the battlefield transformed under his owner's control. Oh, okay, but that's also under the tapping rule. So that also only happens when you tap him. So if he's in your graveyard, like
right.
if you block and he dies, he's done. There's
so
nothing.
I'm not blocking. This is what we're finding out right now.
Yeah. I figured that was how that was gonna go. And then obviously Jess, wide open. Yeah.
I'm gonna use myself.
I'm gonna swing at Lord of the Rings lore here with Tributary Instructor for 4/4. Yeah, I'm gonna swing at you, Joseph.
Cool. I'll take 4.
Okay, so Joseph is taking 4 damage, bring him down to 34. I'm tapped on Tributary Instructor, and that is going to be my turn, and we move on to Big Man Finale.
All right, I will untap. I will upkeep. Nothing to do. I will draw for turn. Okay. I am going to play for my land for turn, Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth. And what this means is every single land on the board can now tap for black, as well as everything else it normally taps. You have to choose, but you now all have access to black mana if you need it. Jess, that may help you.
That actually,
yeah,
Wait,
that may help you.
People can tap your lands?
No. Your lands can tap for either what they normally tap for or black mana now.
Oh, everyone.
Everyone's
land. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting.
Everyone on the board can do that.
Okay.
That's the
fun.
So I am going to forego my first main phase, and I'm going to go into my second main phase. In my combat phase. Excuse me. We're going to attack. Jess is getting the 1/1. Joe is getting the 3/2 menace because it's menace.
Right.
And Tom, you're going to get the 5/5 Death Toucher, so you can either take 5 or you can block with your guy. You will take 5. Okay, so free running is now online. I will
take 3, I guess.
Okay. I will start the free running by tapping because Urborg counts as well for black, and I will play Basim Ibn Ishak. I believe he is from Assassin's Creed Mirage. He's a 2/2 for a blue and a black. I don't have a blue mana, so I had to do it this way. And whenever I cast a historic spell, draw a card, and then he can't be blocked this turn. It only triggers once per turn. And when he deals combat damage to a player, I put a +1/+1 counter on him. Historic spells, for those that don't know, are artifacts, legendaries, and saga enchantments specifically. Not all enchantments, just sagas. So he comes out first. I will then tap one.
Response.
Okay, go for it. Yep.
I'm going to tap 4, play Airtie
Okay.
Resurrected, and counter Basim.
The counter Basim. All right, so he goes to graveyard, yes?
Yep.
Okay.
And you
All
draw.
right, no worries. And I draw a card?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Most importantly, though, you forgot something about Basim, and that's he's super hot.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I left that out. It didn't register on my yeah. Sorry. I'll remember that for next time. All right, and then
It's important.
And
Jason.
then
it's important.
I will pay 2 more for another free running and play Edward Kenway.
Ugh.
Edward Kenway costs 2 colorless, a blue, a black, and a red. He is a 5/5 human assassin pirate. At the beginning of my end step, create a treasure token for each tapped assassin, pirate, or vehicle I control. And I will explain treasure tokens in just a second, because I'm going to generate some. Whenever a vehicle I control deals combat damage to a player, look at the top card of that player's library, exile it face down, and I can play it for as long as it remains exiled. I don't usually use that half. It's more for the treasures half. So that was my second main phase. Ha! I tricked you, Joe. I tricked you.
You totally did. You baited.
And then, all right, so then I will then go to my end step. And in the end step, as Edward Kenway reads, I can create a treasure token for each tapped assassin, pirate, or vehicle. There are 3 assassins, so I will create 3 treasure tokens. A token in this game is a generic sort of creature. So like there's assassins tokens, there's soldier tokens, all that sort of thing. Treasure tokens in particular are artifact tokens. And what I can do is tap and sacrifice it to add 1 mana of any color to my mana pool. So I now basically have 3 mana for one-time use whenever I need them. And that is my turn.
Okay.
All
Andy
right.
gets in. I'm going to tap Jace to use his ability, draw a card, then discard.
How many in your pile? 3?
3.
It'll be 3.
It'll be 3, yeah. I'll discard a Vivian Reed. And I will untap for turn. Yeah, no, what I should have done with this Airtie is instead of targeting the spell, I should have targeted the free running ability when it went online. But
Oh, you can do that. Ooh.
yeah, activated ability. Cool. All right, so I'm going to draw. I just drew. I'm going to play Command Tower, but it's Bikini Bottoms because that's what I really do, you guys.
Oh my god.
And I feel like it's only fitting to do this now.
Uh-oh.
We'll drop a SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah!
Oh, SpongeBob on the field, ladies and
SpongeBob's on the
gents.
board.
What is his power
And-
toughness?
It's a 5/5. Legendary creatures you control get XX plus X, where X is the number of legendary creatures you control. So each one of my legendary
Oh,
creatures will
fuck.
get 3 +1/+1s. So SpongeBob is an 8/8. Airtie is an 8. Is a 6/5.
Oh god.
And then Jace is a 3/5.
Joe is scary now.
And that's
Yeah.
all I can do this turn. So I will pass the turn.
All right.
Oh my god, I really hope.
Come on,
Draw the
baby.
cards.
Hey, okay.
Hey.
Sure.
Take whatever land you
Okay,
can get.
I'm gonna play Godless Shrine, and I am gonna pay the 2 life so that it does not come in tapped.
Okay.
Because your girl is struggling.
Yeah.
And then let's see what I can actually play. I hadn't thought that far ahead because my focus was just land.
Yeah. Totally understand.
I missed a trigger. Damn it.
Yep. That's how it be sometimes.
Is it a May trigger or is it a trigger that had to have happened?
It's a trigger that had to have happened. Basically, instead of just drawing a card for Ezio, I should have drawn a card for all 3 assassins. So I should have drawn 3 cards,
Yeah,
not just 1.
draw your cards because if you have to do it, you have to do it.
I will do it.
Okay, I'm gonna tap everything to play Combal Profiteering Mayor.
Good card.
Whenever one or more tokens enter the battlefield under my opponent's control, for each of them, create a tapped token that is a copy of it. This ability triggers only once each turn. Whenever one or more tokens enter the battlefield under my control, each opponent loses 1 life and I gain 1 life. And he has a 2/4. And that is all I can do this time around. So I pass my turn. But at least I have something out.
Yes.
Thank God.
So that means it goes back to me, Mish. We're going to be quiet, girl. We're going to untap everything. And we're going to pull a card. Okay. So there's this. What do we have here? Okay, not that. Zuko, stop, buddy. Come on now.
Zuko.
Love it.
Fantastic.
Okay, and there's that. And there's that. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do my combat phase now. I'm going to Jason. Kenway is what?
He's a 5/5.
Kenway is a 5/5.
Jason is he's got some beefy boys over there.
Oh, I forgot I could. He does. I forgot I can look at the top card and play this if I want. Okay, I'm actually gonna do that. So yes, this is for my 2 islands and my colorless. I'm playing Merefolk Sovereign.
Oh,
he is a 2/2. Other Merefolk creatures I control get +1/+1. Tributary Instructor is a 5/5. Emperor Mikhail is a 4/4. And what is going to happen here is I'm going to swing at Jason, but I'm going to tap Merefolk Sovereign, which means that a target Merefolk creature can't be blocked this turn. I'm going to use that on Emperor Mikhail, who is a 4/4, and I'm going to swing at you with both. So it's 4/4, 5/5 on the Tributary Instructor.
Does Merefolk Sovereign have haste?
He doesn't have haste, but shouldn't that only affect his ability to attack? Or
No,
all tapping abilities.
Then I retract my statement.
All good.
What is yours, Jess? What is your card?
I have a 2/4.
A 2/4. Okay. Okay. I'm going to attack you with my 2 cards. So a 3/3
Okay.
and a 4/4.
I'm gonna just take 7.
No, they should still have the +1/+1. It's just the tap ability.
Oh, sorry. So it is a 5. Oh,
Yeah.
You know what? Then I can split attacks, right? Like I can attack one person. Okay. Hang on a sec.
And then the mentor ability on Tributary Instructor will trigger when you attack with both creatures.
Well, it actually only triggers on Emperor Mikhail because he's less. It's
Right,
only for cards less than. But that's the question. Like, if I attack whenever this creature attack, but am I attacking at the same time to both players? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, they happen simultaneously.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool.
Kind of order it based on turn order at that point.
Gotcha. So I'm swinging at Jason for 5 with Tributary Instructor, and I'm swinging at Jess for 4 with Emperor Mikhail.
So Emperor Mikhail will actually be 5 as well if you use the mentor ability, because you can target Emperor Mikhail with that mentor since they're both attacking at the same time.
But okay, But okay. Oh, and the +1/+1 counter counts for this attack as well,
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, it's just a counter that goes on it, so that stays as well.
Yeah, right, but I didn't. I thought it happened like the attack done is done, and then we apply
That
counters.
triggers the second you declare attacks.
There we go. That's awesome. Okay, well there we go. So it's a 5/5 on a 5/5 heading toward Jason and a 5/5 heading toward Jess.
Okay, I'm just gonna take the 5.
As am I.
Excellent. So Jess is down to 31, and Big Man Finelli is down to 32. I love that. Okay, cool. So there we go. He got a little counter action, which is great. And they are tapped, and that is going to be my turn. Now over to Jason. I feel like that went pretty well.
I would say so. Yes, I would agree. All right. I will untap, upkeep, and draw. Cool. Nothing on upkeep. Draw. Okay. I will play a Haunted Ridge as my land for turn. It comes in tapped unless I control 2 or more other lands, which I do. So it does not have to come in tapped. And then I will move to combat. I will send 3 at Tom. And Ezio has Menace. Ezio has Menace, which means he can only be blocked by 2 or more creatures. He cannot be blocked by a single creature.
Okay. So what's the total on that?
3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll take it. So I'm down to 32, baby.
Okay. Free running is online. First, I will tap 2 for Amunet Tyrant's End, who is a Secret Lair card that is masquerading, as Queen Marchesa. It is a 3/3 human assassin with Death Touch and Haste. When Amunet enters the battlefield, you become the Monarch, which means if I'm the Monarch at the end of my turn, I draw a card. Yes.
Yes, and if anyone else can still damage, that person who dealt the damage now becomes the Monarch.
Right, so it gets passed around. At the beginning of my upkeep, if I am not the Monarch anymore, I can create a 1/1 black assassin creature token with Death Touch and Haste. So she is here now.
I hate playing against this so much.
And then I will tap 2 more, and I will bring in Basim, again, Master Assassin. He is masquerading as Ramses, Assassin Lord. He is a 4/4 with Death Touch. He gives every one of my other assassins +1/+1. And whenever a player loses the game, if it was attacked this turn by an assassin I controlled, I win. I just win. So that's that one.
Okay.
These
And
Assassin's
then-
Creed cards, they do not play.
They do not play.
There's a reason I hate playing against this deck when he plays it.
And then I have one more, but this one, it doesn't quite help me as much. I have 1 land here, and I can crack one of my treasures. I have 2 remaining. This is Atrada, Deadly Fugitive from Murders at Karlov Manor. She is a legendary vampire assassin for 1/4. She has Death Touch. She does so face down creatures. So there's a mechanic where you could have cards come in face down. This says all face down creatures I control I can pay a certain amount of mana, which is 2, a blue, and a black. Turn the creature face up. If I can't, exile it, and then I cast the exiled card without paying its mana cost. So basically, with Cloak. Oh, no, and also, whenever an assassin I control deals combat damage to an opponent, I cloak the top card of their player's library. From now on, when one of my assassins deals combat damage to you, the top part of your library becomes a 2/2 creature that I control. And then I can pay 4 mana to flip it. If it's creature, it hangs out. If it's a spell, I can cast it without paying any mana for it.
Dang. Okay.
Whew.
That's pretty freaky.
Assassino. All right. There's my board with my
Jesus
assassin
Christ.
boys. And I will pass
That's
turn.
Creed.
That's
End of your turn,
Creed, baby.
I'll do the JC thing.
JC boy.
All
Discard.
right. Joseph
Draw.
is up.
Yeah, crap. I don't know what to discard. You know what? I'm never going to play this. I'll discard Progenitus.
Progenitus!
I love that when you have a card that's like I'm not gonna fucking play this. This is an expendable. Get out of here.
Alrighty. I am going to play I'm going to play Slitherborn Pathway. And then in my first main phase, I'm going to play Kellen the Kid.
Kellen, good card.
Yeah, we'll do it this way. So Kellen the Kid enters. It triggers Spongebob. I get to exile the top card of my library until I exiled a non-land legendary card with lesser mana value, and then I cast that card without paying its mana cost. So that's the mana value of Kellen the Kid is 3. I'll explain what Kellen does in a second. This could be a while. Just throwing that out there.
So is it 3? Is it? Oh, there you go. Shay works.
So I will put out Shay Cormac. These go on the bottom of my library in a random order. Real quick. Okay, so Kellen the Kid has flying and lifelink, and whenever I cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, you may cast a permanent spell with equal or lesser mana value from your hand without paying its mana cost. The reason why I didn't do this time is because this was not technically on the battlefield when that cascade from SpongeBob happened. That's a cast trigger, so it happens first. If you don't, you may put a land card from your hand on the battlefield. And then Shay Cormac, which I think you have one over there as well, Jason.
Not yet.
Probably.
Oh, he's in here somewhere.
Okay, so he's a 1/1, soon to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 6/6 technically. With tap 1 permanents your opponent's control, lose hexproof, indestructible, protection, shroud, and ward until end of turn. Whenever a creature an opponent controls becomes the target of a spell or ability you control, put a bounty counter on that creature. Whenever a creature with a bounty counter on it dies, put 2 +1/+1 counters on Shay Cormac.
Wow.
It's a good card.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I have a couple of those. I didn't think Shay was worth a damn, but apparently he is. I thought I was like, I have multiple cards of the Assassin's Creed Rogue protagonist. This must be a piece of shit card.
Okay, so Kellen the Kid is a 8/8. Yeah, I know how math works. Because of the SpongeBob aura thingy. Actually, it's all 5 now. These are all legendary creatures.
So yeah, for people on stream, you can see the cool thing about Spell Table is you can literally click on a card and it will be able to recognize it, and then I can just like view it myself here. You can also see it on stream. So yeah, Kellen the Kid, flying. Important to note, flying cards cannot be blocked unless by another flyer or a card that has reach. So they are great for getting around blockers. And yeah, it has a bunch of other bullshit too.
Yep, pretty much. And then I will end my turn.
Okay, and with that, we're over to Jess. Jess, let's make some money.
Let's try. Okay. Tap some stuff. We are going to do. I'm gonna play my Orzhov Basilica. It enters taps. I have to return a land to my hand whenever I play it. So let's do this one. Kind of unfortunate because now I only have 2 mana to play with. But you know, we persevere, I guess. Okay. Let's see. What is the most threatening thing on this table?
Free running thing Jason has, his commander. I think it's basically you can play like 7 cost cards for 2.
Yeah, the problem is though it is a commander, right? So it's just gonna go back to the command zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Still not great, but trying to look at what everybody's stuff does.
Oh shit!
Did you forget your triggers again?
Just the draw for Ezio when he damaged.
Yep.
Sorry.
You're good.
I hate you.
Let me click on your cards, Jason.
Which one? Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. I'm mostly just yelling at the thing, try to.
It doesn't do alternate borders well. So if I have to hold one up, I will.
Oh, okay. That might be what's going on. Okay. Just to be doing something that will contribute to this, I'm going to kind of agree with the assessment that your commander is a problem right now. So I'm going to do, oh, wait, what's the mana value of that card, actually?
2.
Damn, it's such a little value. That's messed up. Okay, what do you have that has a mana value greater than 4? I can't really see.
Greater than 4
Yeah.
would be the Ezio that lets me draw a card every time an assassin hits, the Queen Marchesa that allows me to draw a card, Edward Kenway that allows me to create treasure tokens, which I should have created one on my end step because he was tapped. So 3 now.
Let's get rid of your queen. I'm gonna
Queen
use
Marchesa?
these cards.
Sure. Yep, so that was, is it exile, just destroy? What is it?
Exile, sorry.
Exile, she gone. All right.
And then also, when you made those 2 treasure tokens, it would have activated my card as well.
Yes, we're 3
so
now.
I am going to make 2 treasure tokens as well.
Yep. Go for
so
it.
Let me do that real quick.
Okay, that's all right, I think.
All right, my beautiful whiter, like the dry erase tokens are so good.
My local game store kind of leaned into it, so their business cards are dry erase tokens.
Oh, that's
I
so
love
good.
that.
Yeah.
That's such a clever
so
idea.
What does that information wipe off? Like, how does
No,
that?
so on the back it has their.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, whenever that happened, everybody would have lost 2 life, and I gained 2 life.
Oh,
for the treasure. Yep, that's right.
Yes. Yeah, because whenever tokens are created, I get them too, and whenever tokens come into my control, everybody loses 1 life. I gain 1.
Yeah, that is a great card. He is in my Negan deck, and I very much like casting them together.
Negan, they got a Negan from Walking
Yes,
Dead. They did the Walking Dead cards.
The very first secret lair they ever did was a partnership with The Walking Dead. So there are creature cards for Rick, Daryl, Michonne, Glenn, and Negan, and then Walker zombie tokens. 2020 that was. They've been around a while. Negan, I'll let Joe speak to my Negan deck.
No, so
I will actually pass.
That's all you need to know.
He's disgusted.
So here's what I'll say about it. I named the deck Late Stage Capitalism, and I named it that. I named it that because if it's doing what it's supposed to do, everyone else at the table gets hurt, and I hoard all the treasure.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Very.
Well, thank God we're not playing that. Jess, is your turn done?
Yes, I did.
Okay, beautiful. We are untapping everything, playing a forest, land. Okay, now we're cooking. Does anyone have any artifacts or enchantments on the board?
I technically have the 3 treasure tokens, and then Jess would have 2.
Oh, I didn't realize that counted. Oh.
Yeah, they're artifact tokens, so they're artifacts.
Oh.
Okay, I'm going to play Zagana, Utopian Speaker. She is a forest, an island, and then 2 colorless. When Zagana, Utopian Speaker, enters the battlefield, if I control another creature with a +1/+1 counter on it, I draw a card. There we go. And and I was playing just like lo-fi, like chill forest beats on the fucking stream, but I'm doing it into an account where I'm not logged into my premium, so an ad just came on, and I guess it was like for a fucking Subway sandwich, and so it's like chill beats, and then I just hear, it's hot. It's super hot. I was like, wow, okay, chill beats really broadening the market here.
That's fantastic.
Okay. Is anyone else here blue have blue islands? Using islands?
Yes.
Okay.
I've got 2 islands on the battlefield, technically.
I smell Island Walk.
Me too.
So yeah, so Island Walk, they can't be blocked as long as defending player controls an island. So you couldn't block my cards. Is that correct?
Just the one.
Whichever card has Island Walk on it, correct?
Okay.
Unless it grants other cards Island Walk, which some of them do.
Yeah.
Lord of Atlantis
this one
comes to mind.
does, yeah. It's actually everything else but this card.
Okay.
So I'm gonna play this for 2. It is Master of the Pearl Trident. It is a 2/2 card. Other Merefolk creatures I control get +1/+1 and have Island Walk. So everything else but it essentially has Island Walk, which means that anyone else that is playing and has islands in their control, they are unable to block my cards, which right now is just Joseph.
Curse me and my inability to play anything other than blue.
Oh yeah, we're swinging big over this way, I think. What's your highest card, Jason?
My highest card?
Yeah,
like my power
highest
toughness?
power. Yeah.
5/5. There's 2.
Okay, and then Jason. Sorry, Joseph. Oh, you
I
can't
can't
block
me,
you.
so suck my
Not
dick.
me. I really want to know. My highest card is 10/10. Yes.
Well, that's great to know that your highest card is a 10/10 and it cannot block. That's great. I love that.
That's awesome.
Okay. So I can't attack with these 2, but I can attack with these. Other Merefolk creatures I control get +1/+1. So, okay.
So Tributary Instructor would be a 6/6 right now.
Yeah, it's a 6/6.
Boosting it, yeah. You've got the 2 creatures.
The 2 +1/+1. So this is a 6/6. This is a
That would be a.
So this is currently a 4/4. So 5/5 6/6. This would also be 6/6. It wouldn't get the boost because it's now the same cost as this. But Merefolk Sovereign would get the boost, which would give him a +1/+1. So. You know what? I'm just gonna completely swing at you, Joseph, based on that information.
Okay. Which creature is giving you Island Walk?
Pearl Trident.
Master of the Pearl Trident.
All right. So before I declare blocks, because I will be able to declare blocks, because blocking is fun. We're gonna play Go for the Throat, and we're gonna target Master of the Pearl Trident. So that's gonna destroy target non-artifact creature.
So now he can block you.
Thank God.
No.
And I will put my anything over there have menace or
No.
Okay. Just zap
all
them
right,
all.
so SpongeBob is going to block the
Tributary Instructor, so he's dead.
What a phrase. SpongeBob is going to block Tributary.
Airtie is going to block. Just make sure I'm doing my math correct. Airtie is an 8, 6. Emperor
So
Mikhail
that would
would
block
be-
that if you absorbed Emperor Mikhail, you would lose that card.
Mikhail would be it's a 6, right?
Yeah, it's a 6. Now that is based on the fact that
Oh, not anymore because the other
yeah, because Master of the Pearl Trident is gone.
would be a 5.
So now it's no, now it's a 4 because
Oh.
yeah, because it also doesn't get the +1/+1.
Well, so the +1/+1 stays regardless. It wouldn't have got
the
the
counter.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, would Mentor have triggered?
No, because it was after you declared block attacks when I did that.
Okay,
So that wouldn't have triggered. But
got it.
the losing the other lord though,
Yeah.
I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'm just 5/5. So if you block me with that
Yeah,
card,
Airtie would kill it, and then Merefolk Sovereign is a 4/4.
no, Merefolk Sovereign is now just 2/2.
Okay, so we'll block him with Kellen the Kid, and I'll gain some life off of that. I'll gain
Jesus
8 life.
Christ.
Oh no, Tom.
And then Zagana, did Zagana go?
No, she
You got
didn't
it.
attack. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. I'm still in the game, baby. Well, that is, some lessons you just have to learn the hard way, kids, and
That's
that
right.
is one of them. Is that
That's right.
if someone has mana, they can always do something that you don't
Question, the
expect,
name
and you
is-
will regret. Attacking with his- okay, well, there we go. So that's me done. So now we are over to Big Man Finale. And while
All right.
I do that, I'm going to go get some water. So, Jason, please don't attack
Okay.
me this turn. And everyone else.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just stay thirsty for a couple of seconds, because unless Joe can do something with that 1 mana, I'm going to win the game here.
Wait, what?
I'm going to win the game here.
No.
I am. Here we go. Ready? Joe, last time we played on this here platform,
God, I know
what was
what
one of the 2 cards that won me the game?
I can't remember the names, but I know what
Okay.
you're.
So I'm going to play Path of Ancestry tap. It doesn't really matter in this particular moment. Just to be sure, I'm going to tap 2 of these treasures to go down to 1 treasure left and play Go for the Throat and kill Zagana. Get her out of there.
Yeah, no, you
My
just-
card?
Yes,
Okay.
she's going.
Okay.
I am now going to tap 5 for a card called Banner of Kinship.
Oh my god.
And what Banner of Kinship does is, as this artifact enters, I choose a creature type. I'm choosing Assassin. This artifact comes in with a fellowship counter on it for each of the creatures I control for that chosen type. So it's going to come in with 6 fellowship counters on it. All of my creatures get +1/+1 for each fellowship counter on this artifact. So if you combine it with Ramses, the Lord, everyone's +7/+7. I have more than 30 damage here, so I can kill you on swing. And Ramses says, whenever a player loses the game, if it was attacked by an assassin I controlled, I win the game. So the
That's
game's over.
fucked up. Oh my gosh, that's wild. What a crazy ass deck. Oh my god.
It either explodes or does nothing. So I'm glad it exploded.